Welcome to the Cosmic Reflections of Week 7. We had a full moon in Leo on Wednesday, and I don't think I speak for myself that this was a pretty intense one. Let's just take a deep breath and acknowledge that it can be hard sometimes, and that it's okay that things are hard sometimes. We are in this limbo between Venus and Mars. So normally Mars moves slower than Venus, and Venus catches up with Mars. But because Venus was in retrograde for so long, in December and in January, Venus is still not full up to speed, so Mars actually got up with Venus. So he's kind of taking over. So the warrior energy, the powerful, passionate energy takes over the compassionate and loving energy. This is the energy that we're in. We also still have to deal with the aftermath of Venus and Mercury in retrograde. They're both direct now, but still we're in this phase of dealing with what we've dealt with before. Because they both are in their shadow phases, so they're still retracing their steps. So we're still in this energy of reflection, of refinement, of redefining things. And on a collective level, honestly, I don't think I have ever seen this many coaches and service providers either saying goodbye to their business completely or closing down very successful programs, very successful offerings that they had, choosing to take a pause, take a different direction. That takes guts. And I'm actually looking outside right now. The wind is really, really strong. I literally see stuff blowing through the air. And it really feels like the winds of change. And we are in a moment where we don't exactly know where this change is going to lead us. We're in a moment where everything feels unknown, uncertain. God, what is it going to look like, you know? Don't you ever ask yourself that? And this full moon in Leo that we had was very passionate. I actually really had to take the kids outside because the energies were literally bouncing off the walls. And they had a day off on that Wednesday, so we just had to get out. And the wind was so strong that day and the days after, which I think is so interesting. The winds that want to change, that blow things up in the air. I literally just, when it was a full moon night, I looked at the moon because my daughter woke up, 3-4 times. So I went to the bathroom in the middle of the night, looked out the window, and I saw the clouds like blowing by really fast. And I saw the moon appear and disappear and appear and disappear. And that was such a powerful moment. I realized the light is always there. And of course, you always know this, but sometimes you need a visual reminder. The light is always there, but there are clouds in front of it right now. And we can't exactly see what's behind the clouds. But if we trust that the light is out there, is behind the clouds, then we don't have to fear the unknown that we're in right now. And this week was a lot about going with the flow, allowing yourself to move with the energies and not plan too much. Remember, we are in Pisces season, which means going with the flow, which means allowing ourselves to not have everything figured out, but to dream, to envision, to feel all the feelings. That is really your task. So if you look back at this week and you think, well, that wasn't the most productive week. Really, was it? Because maybe you have put in some foundational pieces that are going to serve you later on. And don't forget that these foundational pieces are maybe even more important than taking actual action steps. Building the foundation, allowing yourself to take that moment and pause. Don't rush things. Things cannot be rushed. Soak in what happened this week. You don't have to have all the answers. That's not necessary. Feel into it. And if you haven't listened to this week's episode, where I talk a lot about the void, being in there and what the lessons are, please go back and listen to that because it's really worth a listen. This will also be the last cosmic reflection like this. Because I've been thinking about how I can support you on a more intimate and more personal level, I am moving the forecasts as well as the cosmic reflections to a private podcast. The reason for that is because I want you to commit to weekly tune-ins. I want you to commit to listening to the forecast, putting them in your calendar. I want you to commit to these reflections. Don't just do them on the fly. Really sit down for them. Besides that, you're also going to get a monthly Q&A where you can ask all of your questions, things that are going on, your chart specific, and see how you can utilize the astrology in your benefit even more, because you know that there's so much more out there for you. So if you want to know more, go to the show notes. You find a direct link. You can sign up for the waitlist. And I'm launching the podcast on the 22nd of February, 2022. I thought that was a good date. So if you want to know more, go to the link in the show notes, sign up, get on the wait list, and as soon as it launches, you will get the first episode in your inbox, as well as a date for the first Q&A where you can dive deeper into the astrology. And I'm really looking forward to being on this journey with you. And on the private podcast, I'll be even more personal and more intimate and give you even more tips and insights on how to utilize this and optimize your life and business using astrology. I will catch you on the next episode.